Imagine Rust. Now imagine it's not Rust. Now imagine it's Rust again, but it was 500 years ago. Now imagine it's called Renown, and now imagine that is this game. You've got a great imagination, my friend, because you're exactly right. There's a demo of a game called Renown, and it's like a Rust's medieval cousin. It's a castle builder survival raid team game that has a simple yet fun gameplay loop. You start out, get stuff, build a base, upgrade the base. That's the core loop. But you can also raid someone else or get raided. One is preferred over the other, of course, you can decide for yourself. The goal of the game is entirely up to you. Maybe you want to survive till the end of the wipe by minding your own business, or perhaps you'll gather an army of lonely naked men and build a bastion to invade neighboring naked men's castles. Or maybe you'll rule the server through fear or love. The gameplay possibilities are endless. You are given VOP and the ability to build and destroy, and with all that, all hell can break loose. Or not, it's your call. Now I had the pleasure of enjoying this game in the last few days of its demo. I built a nice castle, did some raiding, got a little raided. It was my first ever castle, my first ever server, and let me tell you, it was one of the best gaming experiences I've had in a while. It's easy to judge this game because it looks like Minecraft 2 Rust Edition, but it's got some serious flair to it nonetheless. Gathering materials in the field is comforting. Unlike Rust, you don't have to worry about getting sniped by some late game jerk while you're picking flowers. Like the worst case scenario, a team of players are coming at you fully geared ready to slaughter you, but you can either out PvP them or manage to escape. The worst you're gonna get is a few arrows to the back of the head, but you'll probably survive. Leaving your base isn't as scary as in Rust. I remember playing Rust and just stepping outside to get some wood was a death sentence. People with advanced weaponry would just gun you down instantly from over yonder. In Renown, no one is going to snipe you from across the map with medieval weaponry. This game is melee focused, so even if your opponent has better gear, you have a genuine chance of winning. They might have better gear, but they might also suck at PvP, so you know, you gotta weigh your fishes. I don't know. My biggest gripe with these types of games is the OP loot that longtime players accumulate. It doesn't matter how good your PvP skills are if the enemy is already stacked. But in Renown, if you're better at PvP, you might still have a chance. I had a great time playing Renown, and with my experience in games like Chivalry and Mordhau, I had an advantage in melee combat, or rather, would have, unless I didn't suck at them. The game uses a similar melee system where timing and angles matter the most. Spamming attacks won't help you unless the prime fighter looks like he's having a mild seizure. The game isn't straightforward for new players. It assumes you've played games like Rust or have a basic understanding of similar mechanics. The demo isn't available anymore, but I hope they fix this for the official release. Banners provide building privileges, but how are new players supposed to know that? It's unclear, and a tutorial is needed. So if you're new, do not skip the tutorial, you'll need it. Otherwise the game will turn into sour mud real quick, whatever that may entail. Here are some starter tips from yours truly. Gather about 1000 wood and 800 stone. Build basic tools like a pickaxe, hammer, and an axe. Kill animals and harvest fat. Build a quick foundation and upgrade it to basic plank quality. Place your TC, aka banner, aka tool cupboard, as far away from the entrance as possible. Add a door and always lock it. Also, another tip, do not neglect ores early on. Gather everything you see. Spend most of the time gathering wood and stone, but don't ignore coal, iron, silver, and especially gold. Once you've done all that, build the basic things like a loom, furnace, and blacksmith bench. Start melting iron in the furnace and upgrade your base to stone. Add multiple doors to the entrance and exit because they are the weakest points of the chain. Those are just some basic tips to get you started. Now, mid to late game, gold ores become vital. They can be melted into ingots for research. In other words, if you want to get stronger walls or better tools, you're gonna have to spend gold ingots in the research table in order to enable these to be crafted. So basically the research is funded by gold ingots, so remember that. For smaller raids, the sapper axe is the best tool. It's built with 200 iron ingots and 100 silver ingots, which is relatively cheap mid-game, not really, but you know, it's alright. This item had to be researched for 200 gold ingots during the demo. They break fast, but they are great for demolishing doors. Just make sure that the base is worth the resources that it takes to build the sapper axe door smashers, okay? The game is absolutely amazing. It's so good that I can't make many jokes about it. I'm passionate about this game and I can't wait for its release. I had a blast every time I logged on and I wasn't a pale corpse on the ground, you know what I'm saying? From giving items and tools to new server members to raiding other players, it was all fun. Now there was this one time I raided a base, I got in and I got to their loot and someone locked the door behind me and I had to use the materials in their base to break through a window and escape. That was fun and stressful And not really worth it since I spent all the valuable loot breaking out again. So yeah, the most heartbreaking moment was when I stocked up my banner for materials to sustain my base for 3 12-hour work days. I logged in 4 hours before my first shift and discovered I'd been raided. That hurt, clearly. Emotional trauma still to this day. But I spent the entire morning rebuilding and collecting tools to get my base back before work. I recaptured it just a few minutes before the server was wiped. And it was amazing. In other words, Renown is an amazing game that I can't wait to play again. Hope you enjoyed this video. I have a lot on my plate right now, but I hope this video entertained you. Check out my other videos for more reviews. I have bigger projects in the works, so stick around. I try to upload every other week, but it's challenging with everything going on. Take care, buddies, and I'll see you later.